not a request, but an invitation for people to go ahead and call in if they're having a hard time right now, or they want to explore what their purpose could be during this time. It's it's a difficult time for a lot of people. I won't even say that I'm not having moments. By and large, I know that when I get in these tough times of uncertainty, and I resist using that word because it seems like it's overused right now, that I know what to do. I know what to do because if anybody has read Holy Sober, you know that I faced some incredible uncertain times where I was so buried in debt and homeless and didn't have a job, and then had a fallout with my sponsor and lost my entire community. And when you're newly sober, and I mean abstinent, and you have a head full of Alcoholics Anonymous telling you that you can't do this alone, and that you have a disease, and that it's out in the parking lot doing push-ups and getting stronger. And I know that I promised this session today would not be about alcohol, but alcohol really is a centric part of my community and the people that I talk to. And I know by the numbers that people are misusing alcohol during this time. And it's important that you have something that you're looking forward to, because if we don't have something that's pulling us forward, that means we're stuck, or we're going backwards. And that keeps us depressed. It keeps us sad. It keeps us unmotivated. It keeps us unresponsive to opportunity, but also where we don't even see opportunity because we're so mired in sadness and hopelessness. And Dr. Lance Dodes, I heard somebody recently refer to him as Dodes, and I think it's just Dodes, Dr. Lance Dodes, who wrote The Sober Truth. He says that the number one indicator of somebody misusing alcohol is somebody who feels helpless. And Dr. Mark Lewis, who is a neuroscientist, he also says that, not having a desired goal to look forward to, something to be inspired with, can keep you stuck in that loop, that feedback loop of remembering the soothing and calming effects of alcohol and being lulled by that. And those are not his exact words. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it's important that you're stoking inspiration and that you are being intentional with creating purpose during this time. One of the biggest things that I hear when I'm working with women is, I don't have time to pursue my passions. I don't have time to write my book. I don't have time to even think about that business that I dream about. Now you have the time. If most people, you're not working, and now is the perfect time, because now you realize that if we don't have tomorrow, then how do you rank in your life, in the satisfaction of your life? And what could you have done differently? And I think if you're like most of us, we can always see where we could have made better, or not better, but different choices that would have been more risky and perhaps paid off towards our desires and our dreams more. So I just want you to, if you're in the position right now where you're not working, or you're in the position right now where your hours are reduced, now's the time. Now is the time to break out that journal and start outlining, what are my dreams? If I stop and don't, please don't try to regulate it. Don't try to make it make sense and fit into what you think your life is supposed to be. I want you to free flow it and get very curious about, what would that jelly bean stand look like? What would that florist store look like? What would that pop-up shop knitting circle look like? You know, what language would you like to learn? What instrument would you like to learn to play? I mean, get curious. And it doesn't even have to be a big life movement goal, like starting a business or writing a book. It could be learning another language. It could be learning how to knit. It could be learning how to acrylic paint, doing something creative that you normally don't have time. Use this time to express the part of you that you never have time to. I'm just trying to think, you know, what else is my message right now. It's, you know, it's easy to get sucked down into that trap of powerlessness, of hopelessness. And I don't want you to be there, because I know that dark place. And I know that when we get stuck in that dark place, it's incredibly hard to crawl out of. And just because the economy snaps back and we all go back to work doesn't mean that once you're in that hole, it's going to be harder to get out of, regardless of the situation. And I don't want to see anybody getting stuck there. So now is the time to be intentional and practice every single day of creating inspirational thoughts and dreaming a little bit and taking action on those dreams, even if it's just doing research through your internet, even if it's just, you know, putting it out there on Sober Explorers that this is my intention and I want some accountability around it. Or this is what I've decided to do. I want, you know, yay me. And I would love to give you a high five over that. But now is definitely not the time to just roll over and just accept this as it is and drink it through. Now is the time to take action and to really start expanding and exploring your thoughts and your feelings and what it is that you wish to have. Who could you emerge from this as? How could it be a new expression of who you are, or better than new, a more vivid expression of who you are? So you're tapping into more of who you are instead of just the getting by, you know, the going through the motions of who you are, just so you could get day-to-day operations down. I'm thinking of you. I know that dark place, and I'm lifting you up into the pink cloud. I speak over you, all the members of our group and beyond. And I hope that we can connect, whether it's Zoom or I just see you on the boards. But there's no better time to be sober than now, because I know that if I was drinking now, it would be even worse. And I don't want that for you either. I'm glad to have my clear-headedness, and that I don't have to wake up nursing a hangover on top of our current reality. And so that's it. It's about 10 after 6. I'm not going to hang out here any longer. I don't fault anybody for not showing up, because I didn't really promote it much, but it wasn't really about that. It wasn't about promoting. I was just here if anybody needed somebody to talk to. And maybe I just needed to be available to talk to you. And if so, you can watch this. So I'm going to sign off for now. I'm thinking of you.